And welcome to another day. Yeah, it's a busy day today because we are going to get this thing painted come hell or high water. Actually, right now, believe it or not, I'm trying to let it warm up a bit. It's got a bit chilly out, and I have high temp activator, which basically means over 80 degrees, and it's not above 80 degrees right now. Yeah, we got everything out. Got our, I don't know, what is it called? A diacacetic, I can't say the darn word. The snake there for drying. And we've already drained our air compressor. So yeah, we've done all our prep work. We're all ready to go. And this should be a real simple. It should be a kind of mix it up and squirt it and be done for the day. And fingers are crossed because we have blue skies now. But that hasn't meant jack crap for the last 5, 6, 7 days. Doesn't matter whether it starts out at 65 degrees or 85 degrees. Before the day's out, we end up with some big storms, and I'm done with that. I'd like to get this done. They're calling for rain tomorrow, so it's got to be done today. And we'll move on. Get this thing back up on the trailer, and we'll move on. Because like I said, that's a phase over with. I'm not doing any color sanding, nothing of that nature. I mean, it's basically the bay will color sand it. I'm ready to move on to something else. And get a couple of those nice pops. You know, you drop a windshield on this boat, and it's like, then you stand back and look at it and say, wow, look at that. That looks good. You spend 18 hours color sanding a black panel. It's like, yeah, okay. It looks shiny before you started, and now it looks kind of shiny now. So that's where I'm at. But all right, it's time for me to go to work. Well, 5.5 hours later, we got a white bottom. Yeah, I don't even get to unwrap it tonight. I just got done, I had a little bit left over, so after sitting for about an hour, I thought, you know, there's no way I'm gonna leave this sit in the cup and go off like this right here did when we had our rainstorm the other day. It's just waste. So I thought, what the hell? I came out and I redid all the strikes, you know, just the areas like that, reshot the transom again, did a little bit up around the bow where, you know, where it's going to take the most abuse at. So it's still a little damp and it's getting dark, so I had my fan on over there, but I got it off right now because you have it on, you don't hear anything. So I am done for the evening. As I said, I can't even strip it because if I do, flakes and stuff will fall off, and of course they'll fall right in the paint, just like I don't know, 5 bugs in a group kamikaze the side over there on my last clear coat. Yeah, oh well, they're on the outside, they'll come off. And as I said, the bay is brackish water, so it will definitely wet sand all by itself. But at the moment, I'm thinking that I am pretty much done with painting except for these 3 points, which when I was doing the top deck, I actually painted underneath of these 2. Now how good they look now, who knows, you know, I mean, but, and then we've got just a little tiny spot right there. I mean, honestly, I bet you if I took that off, you wouldn't even notice it was there. So yeah, we got that little tiny spot to take care of, but the majority of painting, the majority of sanding, the majority of all this crap is over with. And now, you know, we can start to enjoy a little bit of this building, because so far it's been work. And the worst thing about it has been that the work has been endless, meaning that you look at it and go, yeah, I've got more to do tomorrow, and I've got more to do after that, and I've got more to do after that, and more to do after that. At this stage, it's totally different. I mean, yeah, I can spend a whole day just assembling, or I can spend a little time and assemble something and then walk away from it because it's finished, you know. So that's a big plus for me. I mean, I just, when you've got like just oodles of work ahead of you and there's just like no end in sight, it's like you just don't stop, or at least I don't. I just keep going and keep going. I mean, I was a piece worker pretty much my whole life, so that was, you know, you got the job and you did the job until it was done, or, you know, you take all the time you want to, but it's just going to cost you your own money. So I got that philosophy since I was 17 years old, so it's kind of stuck. Tomorrow they're calling for like 60-70% of rain. Who knows? Showers off on. Around here, that could mean tornadoes and hurricanes, or it could just as easily mean bright, sunny, and 117. So we don't know until it happens, but tomorrow, first thing, it'll be stripping it. See what it looks like with the black contrasted against the white. I can't wait till we get a rub rail on here. Nice solid chrome, stainless steel, whatever it happens to be. Really break up these two lines. Oh, it's gonna look so good. But we'll have to just wait for that, because I'm done for the night. See you guys. Welcome to another wet day. Yes, it is. What else is new? Lucky enough the bottom isn't even getting wet. I really need to strip the tape and such off of this dog. But it's raining at the moment, so I won't be doing that. As soon as it stops, we'll go ahead and give it a try and take all this garbage off. But it's just one of these days. I mean, what is this, 7 days straight now? 8 days straight? Rain every day? At least for an hour? I mean, it's already rained most of the morning as it is, so the hour has already been accomplished for today, and they're calling for more and more rain as we go. So we'll see what happens. Alright, there's the first look of the new look of this SuperNova 19. I kind of like it. Makes it look longer, which is really odd for me, but yeah, I'm good with this. Got some tape marks and stuff to get off, but besides that, they all look pretty good. It will need to be like, let it cure. I want the edges to cure real good. I mean, this rain is not doing that. It's less than 24 hours old, so we'll at least give it till tomorrow. I'm not doing a trailer tonight either, because it's just the same difference. Everything's wet, and I don't really want things slipping and sliding when I'm trying to load a trailer underneath of a boat. And just give it some more time to actually set up, because as I said, the paint's less than 24 hours old. Sitting out here another day won't really hurt it. That's pretty much my objective for the day. And yeah, it's like opening a soggy Christmas present, but it's pretty damn cool. We'll get back at it when the weather wants to cooperate a little bit. Remember how we were saying the day was kind of over? Things changed. As soon as I got done shooting that, I kind of went in the garage, and like 2 minutes later I look out and there's like a sun ray on the ground. I'm like, no way. Walk outside and there's just peeking through the clouds. So like, all right. I went downstairs, checked the radar. They were like, no rain for another 2 hours. Well, it rained as we were doing it. And it was just a light sprinkle, but I mean, it did make me nervous as all get out, thinking, oh, here I go. I'm like in the middle of this thing, and it's going to downpour on me, and it's just going to be even worse. And but no, we went ahead and got it back up on the trailer, and got it emptied out, there had to have been 100 gallons of water in that boat. And I'm not kidding. I mean, it just like you came down here, it looked like a river was running down the driveway. It was just running, and it went for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. It's got a clean drain hole, so I mean, it's not like it's like, you know, clogged up or anything. I mean, it was a 1-inch drain, and it was just pouring. So, yeah, we're back up on our trailer. Get to start off the week with a whole new start, I guess. I mean, this is, the boat is filthy. It's absolutely filthy. It looks blotchy and everything everywhere. But, yeah, it turned out pretty good. Pretty good indeed. But now we went ahead and got the gantry down. We're pretty much done for today, and we will see you tomorrow. Welcome to another day. Just got back from a Home Depot run and emissions test. Let me tell you, there's a huge difference between state employees and private business employees, I should say. And my example is this. I went and did my emissions test. People went to lunch, so they closed the lanes, made everybody shift to different lanes. I don't know what was going on. I watched one worker go from one lane to the other lane, 2 lanes over, like 13 times. I mean, I was there for like 2.5 hours. Ridiculous amount of time. Went into the Home Depot. I was 3rd in line at the contractor checkout line. Had a guy come out from the service desk. I can take care of you, sir, right here. Yeah, I mean, that's not always the way it is at Home Depot. I get that. But that's the way it is with private business compared to state business. State business, they didn't care about the inconvenience. I mean, literally, it's hot day. I'm in my purple van. Don't run my air conditioner. I never have. I think I have like 3 times, and it was probably all 3 of them were like the wife or a kid was sick. So I'm just sitting there baking in their parking lot for 2 hours, running the motor, wasting gas, polluting the air, all that good stuff. I mean, I timed emissions between different cars. One car was 18 minutes. Another car, 10 minutes. Me, I was 4 minutes. The guy in front of me, which was extremely pissed off, 3 minutes. So you can see that there's something going on here. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm done with the government today. I'm over with. I'm done with Depot because I've got what I needed. And what I need is to start some small projects that will not be finished for a long time. Starting with like the dashboard. Before I go putting a windshield or anything else, I need to get these patterns, because I remember getting them in my boat when it was, you know, had a windshield, and it sucked. It really did. I mean, you had to, lucky enough I had a whole crap load of $40 sheet Luan in my truck, because as being a floor installer, they just gave you the stuff, you know, hand over fist. So I had tons of it. I could chop it all up. Well, I'm really not in a position right now to be burning up $40, $50 sheets of plywood just hacking them up. So yeah, I bought a little brown board there, and I'll be chopping that up, trying to make some patterns, and then we can move on with the rest of the boat. Just don't want to do stuff that's going to cause me to do quadruple the work later, or just be not as good because I can't actually do it the same way as I'm doing it now. So that is the plan. As for what happens today, I'm not even really sure. I wanted to do some stuff with my 19, and there's a few other things like putting some stuff away still left over from the actual boat move and everything else. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do today yet, but it's not raining. There is some dark clouds all over the place, so who knows. Welcome to another semi-confusing day. At the moment, I've got those spots to clean up for the paint. That's why we got our little sprayer out and got our paint back out again. I would love to get all this stuff sitting on the shelf until we actually build the motor box. That would be a huge plus. And then the motor box, as I said, is going to be down the road. That's a whole separate project, a whole separate pile of stuff, everything. One thing I need to do is get rid of the construction top. Since it's dried out, it needs to go back in the garage for possibly another construction job, or an emergency wintertime top failure. But either way around it, I got another one on order, so we can actually put it right side in and attach it properly. Nice thing about this one is it's the same exact one I have on my boat, and it attaches to the trailer so it doesn't loop underneath. A little bit of a pain when you're getting it off and on, but you know, it's a whole lot easier to get in and out of the boat if you're just doing things here and there, which will work out perfectly in our scenario because we'll probably be getting in and out of this boat about 10 million times yet. So as I said, the real goal is today, and our overcast cool day here, is to take care of our spots under here. And as I was saying before, I did actually paint these before when we did the deck, so it's not that bad. And I'm going to just rough them up a little bit with some 800 and then go ahead and shoot a couple coats of color on them and then add a little bit of clear coat to finalize the deal. And it's the same thing with this point down here, which is right about there. That's how small that is. It's only about an inch wide and actually 3.5 inches. The width of the 2x4 it was sitting on. I mean, the paint actually went all the way down in between everything. It's perfect. So that's a pretty easy fix also. But again, it requires having out hoses, dryers, paint guns, paint, clear coat. Yeah, it's a big mess. So we're just going to get that. You know, it's one of these projects where, yeah, you're going to get little things done, but it's going to take you a long time. But it will help us make more progress in the future here because, like I said, we can clean this up and just walk away from it. Not really sure what I'm going to do where the white meets the black, and it's pretty good. I mean, I may just I don't know, put some 2000 on it and put a little wax on it and call it a day. I really don't see where it's going to be a problem at the moment. I mean, in this situation, it doesn't hurt it's sitting like it is. Actually, it probably helps it out. I mean, 30 days, 60 days of curing, a whole cycle, a year cycle, and even be better. So, I mean, at any point in the future, you can come back and you can sand your brains out and you can wax all you want. Okay, ladies and germs, just getting a stack of stuff together, and everything has, you know, something like this is like, okay, you need 2 screws, but you also need this piece of all thread. You also need a way of attaching it to the transom somehow. I don't think that's going to be the piece, but it's something similar to that. At least that's what they did in the past for most of these boats. And it's just weld a piece of pipe to a piece of iron and then put 2 screws, 2 half-inch bolts basically in through the transom right here. You know, one here, and that spreads the load, and you can actually pick up the boat with the cleat. Again, don't do it, but it does actually attach the cleat to the back of the boat. So if it's actually sitting someplace in rough weather or whatever, or if you're even dragging somebody, I guess I wouldn't even do that. I'd do that from the eyes on the back anyway. But you know, it just makes it that much more solid. You can't just screw into the deck. I mean, even with all the fiberglass and all the plywood and everything else, it's just not enough there unless I was going to put some huge backer plate behind it, in which case it still could rip half the deck off if you're not careful. So this is where we're at. We came out here earlier and we were talking about we're not doing this and we're not doing that. Well, we went ahead and we wet sanded everything where the white meets the black. It's not perfect, but we did go ahead and put a couple coats of clear coat across those, so now I can actually wet sand them a little bit, and yeah, they should match up pretty darn well. Main issue was I was really just making sure to seal up this edge, and not only that, but with the tape and everything, you can put your hand under here and you can feel it. Now you don't feel it. But as I said, there is going to be a little bit of a color sanding, I guess, quote unquote, a little bit of waxing here and there. But yeah, still even have my tape on. So yeah, I did actually get something accomplished today, along with the spots. This one down here is still a little shiny, which of course, you know, it is what it is. And of course we got the 2 back spots back here and on the other side that actually got done also. So we are done with paint until, I guess, the motor box. Yeah, we are done with paint until the motor box. And after that, we should be done with paint altogether. But now we need to start moving along. And as I said, I'm starting to find out, this is why I saved every stainless steel, you know, quote unquote, galvanized, whatever, screw, nut, bolt, whatever I can find. This is just the start. What it takes to put the windshield in. And I'm just lucky I have all these eyes, and I'm not even sure if they're the right size. But it takes 10 of those. It takes about 25 washers, all in stainless steel. They're all exposed. Another 10 upholstery grommets. Another, I don't even have these, probably another 30, 25 or 30 just through bolts. Something like this. That go through the windshield and peg it into place. With those castle nuts on top of it. Not, I don't know what they are. The ones that are, you know, decorative. Whole thing. Stud nuts. I ain't even gonna go there. But yeah, I'm finding out that everything takes, you know, of course, something else. Like this piece here is going to require an extension and an elbow and a way of attaching it to a hose. So, you know, and I have one or two of those pieces, but I don't have all of them. So that was it for my day. I really didn't plan on starting off with much, but once I got the paint out to do the spots, I thought, this is really stupid not to actually do the clear coat around the edge. I mean, that was just, it would be dumb. I mean, I'd be sitting here and I'd have the same thing to do again another day. And yeah, we want another day to be for something else now. And it will be. As I said, it will need to be color sand, but no big deal. But that's pretty much it for my day. So I will catch up with you guys again tomorrow. Got another day started here with our jigsaw and some brown board. We're going ahead and making our patterns for our dashboard and our dash pad. The rest of it, as I said, can be done easily enough. Those two up there are a pain. It's just all about the angle, because there's nothing square. I mean, the dashboard does this back and forth, and the dash pad does this also, or at least a frame for the dash pad. So you got to get the right angle, and that's what I'm going to do with that before the windshield's installed. So I got some clamps, hold on to my board, got my line drawn, getting ready to cut it out. Then I'll use this board here, and I'll make up a fictitious dashboard about approximate size where it should be and the right angles, and that way I can use it later on to actually make a dashboard. And yeah, that's not really going to be a wintertime project. You know, it's electronics and stuff like that. It doesn't need to be done in the boat. It just needs to be finished in the boat, that's all. So that's where we're starting our day at. From there, who knows where we're going. Like I said, I've got a parts list a mile long of just miscellaneous stupid things. Like, I need this bolt, I need that screw, I need this nut, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of holding off on a lot of things. The bow cleat hasn't returned from being re-chromed yet, and nor should it. I mean, it hasn't been long enough, to be honest. So that kind of negates the whole front. Still waiting on wire for my nav lights, so can't put them in. So I've got some things, but almost everything that I've got requires, even the fuel lines and stuff that I actually do have. The motor box area needs to be repainted, and on top of that, I don't have the clamps from Amazon yet, because I actually ordered stainless steel hangers this time for this boat. Yes, it's getting all brand new stainless steel hangers. These aren't going anywhere for the lifetime of this boat. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do after we make our patterns, but the first thing we do have to do is make these patterns and get them out of the way. And then we'll move on. Alright, we went ahead and got our template made for our dashboard. As I said, I won't be using that for quite some time, but it's here, and I don't have to worry about it from this point on. And I'm also making my dash pad frame, I guess it is. I don't even know what to call it, honestly. It's the wood for the dash pad. How's that? All the upholstery attaches to it. And it requires an unnatural bend. One of the things is, you know, of course it's got the arc across the top here, like that. But it also concaves in. So I got a piece of wood from Home Depot, of course, which had its own little natural bend in it. But it doesn't have two natural bends. And believe it or not, I have found them there before, but this time around they had some pretty clean wood. I guess being that they're charging a fortune for it, they have to. So I pulled out my wallpaper steamer, and now I'm actually using it to steam this piece of wood. And it's been about, I don't know, 20 minutes so far. They say per inch of wood you need an hour. So I'm probably just going to let it go an hour anyway, because it's only at 1x2, which is only like 3/4 of an inch. So babbling on here either way, but I'm going to get my second arch in this, and then we'll be done with this stuff and we can move on to other things. Well, we got our windshield frame out here, and we're going to attempt to do some sanding, and probably 800 plus and a whole lot of steel wool. The aluminum is 50 years old, and it looks like it's 50 years old. Plus it's been sitting around and behind sheds and in boats and all kinds of different stuff for probably the last 25 years. But this is after just one time around with 800. Plan on finishing it up, and then as I said, I made it all up to about 1,000, and then probably try to steel wool after that. But it's turned out not so bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, the purple rain's all gone. That's gone now. We're black and white. Ebony and ivory live together. Enough of that. Okay, we've gone ahead and we steamed our dashboard. And now you can see, as I said, it has that arc. It goes this way. And it also has an arc that goes that way. So it's not as extreme as this is. They say leave it in traction overnight so it dries out that way. I already tried it. I had to. The 5-year-old inside of me didn't have enough to do. I had to go try this, and yeah, it pretty much stayed in the same position. It moved about a 1/2 inch. It was a little bit flexible, which is perfect, because it has to conform to the actual dashboard up there. It doesn't really matter what shape it is and when it comes out of traction. Went ahead, 400 in some places, 600, 800, 1,000, and then steel wooled everything on the windshield frame. And then went ahead and used my vitro. Yeah, the same stuff we used on the white deck up there, which is good for aluminum. That's one of the positive things about it. And went ahead and coated the whole thing. That's why it's a little dull at the moment, that, and it's kind of dark. But it was really nice when I just put that vitro on. So I know it's going to be as nice. It's not perfect. It's a 50-year-old windshield. It does have some rash across the top, top rash, whatever it happened to be, people's rings. The only way to get that out is to go super deep, and then it would come out polished. And I'm not polishing all this. This is not supposed to be polished. It's supposed to be aluminum. I don't know, brushed aluminum. It's not even brushed aluminum. It's just kind of dull aluminum. So, but I mean, it has its years usage. It's 50 years old. So, I mean, if I wanted perfect, I'd go out and I'd buy new and have somebody build it for me, because I don't do aluminum. That's pretty much it for the night, and we will see you tomorrow. Well, there's the first look of the new look of this Nova 19. I should say. Where is the microphone on this? Oh, it's on this side. It's got a clean hole. See, I'm using the wrong visuals. Alright. Welcome to a semi-confusing and mixed up day. Oh, this whole thing sucks. I'm saving it this time though, because the last time I threw away something I wanted. That wasn't who I thought it was, because I wanted to see them. One more time. The motor, I keep saying that and people are going to get lost. But that's pretty much it for the night. Now the day is really over, and that's how I feel about that.